So in today's video, I will be exposing Cardi B and Selena. As you guys know, 6 months ago, I did a video exposing this entire group of characters. The video is titled Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, Selena, and Chaka Khan are all the same, and they literally are. Recently, I did a video exposing Nicki Minaj and Chaka Khan directly for being the same. Well, in this video, I'm taking it a step further and I'm exposing Selena and Cardi B by themselves. The reason why I'm dividing these characters up instead of exposing them all together like I did almost 7 months ago is because Chaka Khan and Nicki Minaj have more connections together, while Selena and Cardi B have more connections together. In the past, I have exposed Nicki Minaj and Chaka Khan by themselves, and I have also exposed Cardi B and Nicki Minaj by themselves. Later, I'll expose directly Selena and Nicki Minaj if you guys are interested. There's a substantial amount of connections between these characters divided. If we zoom in on 2 characters at a time, we can reveal more connections and details, and it can basically help people understand rather than it being all 4 characters in one video. So in this video, like I said, I'm exposing directly Selena and Cardi B. I also will be decoding Selena's death, showing you guys how sick and draining that faker characters are. Before I get into this video, I would like to discuss damage control. 6 months ago, when I made this video exposing all 4 of these characters, they did damage control by having the Nicki Minaj character be involved in politics. Politics type of damage control, there's different types of damage control. And with the Nicki Minaj character, they did politics. Okay, and that inspired this video that I did last week. Well, right now this video that you're seeing is inspired based off the drama-based damage control that they've done with the Cardi B character. Understand that damage control is done so that they can siphon energy after being exposed and after you, the audience, have detached from the characters. So they end up doing damage control, one, to target the weakest links, those who have watched our videos, probably not all of our videos, and probably have not seen the exclusive content on our Patreon. So you're still one of the people that are iffy about whether you should worship them or not and idolize them. So therefore they draw you back in with damage control. Damage control is also used so that the general populace can just believe in them and think that they're real. That's why drama-based damage control, aka personal damage control, is done to make them seem relatable, even though they're simply mimicking NPC behavior. With Cardi B's character, they've done a substantial amount of damage control involving having children, and I've told you guys before that their children are fake. Now, I've noticed that that's one of their most potent forms of damage control with the quote-unquote female celebrities, which is getting them to have children after being exposed. I could even make an entire video showing all the pregnancy damage control because it's so much of it. And the reason they do the whole thing of having children afterwards, after being exposed by me or even Conscious X, it reels people back in to thinking that they're real. You have to understand that these characters are fictitious and their children are fake. Their children are made the same way they are made. It is artificial. Understand that. That is the main thing that stops people from believing this content, is because you fall for the family dynamic that they push. Their children are fake, and this is why their children look like other characters besides them that exist on the world stage. I have videos exposing Blue Ivy. Conscious X has videos exposing Northwest, which shows that they're all fake, and you can go on and on exposing the rest of them. All of their children are fake, understand it. So before I get into this video, make sure you guys check out all of my ebooks on my website, gematriaworld.com, and make sure you guys join the Patreon for exclusive content. I have a new series on there that many of the members are loving, and shout out to all the members that are on Patreon. That series is about WWE. I expose a character from WWE, and I'm even taking requests for whichever characters that you guys find yourselves attached to. I understand that WWE is something that people are really attached to and have been asking for years for us to expose it. And so now, as of 2026, I'm starting that series. And speaking of 2026, go and get the 2026 numerology calendar. And if you're confused about the numerology calendar, its purpose, and why you should even get it, go and watch the free video that's on our Patreon. Simply just make an account. You can access the video for free. I have 2 videos on there explaining how numerology works and how to use a calendar and apply it to your everyday life so that you can succeed in 2026 and years to come. So in this video, I made new side-by-side comparisons of Cardi B and Selena to show you guys how much they look alike. You have to understand that their photos are always recreations of photos that their base character did in the past. They wear similar colors, similar hairstyles, similar makeup, similar tattoos, similar poses, all to recreate and even admit subliminally who their other character is. So this is a side-by-side comparison, and their smile, everything about them is identical. With these two characters, I noticed that they recreated the same fake artificial vibe that they have versus the other two characters inside of this group. This is why these two characters match up so identically. Here's another side-by-side comparison that I made of Cardi B and Selena. Please do not fall for the modern look. It's a cloak. It makes you not think that they're these other characters. The modern look is very deceptive and confusing to people. Now again, Cardi B has other characters made off of her. One of those characters is Bia. Bia is mixed with Whitney Houston being her base character, okay? And also her modern character, so that she can have a modern image, is Cardi B, okay? They always pull from characters in their era also, so that everybody could basically worship all of those characters. That's why all the modern characters right now look the same. They mix them with each other so that they all look familiar and people basically get an illusion of choice. But at the end of it all, they have their own set of base characters. And in this group, Cardi B's base character is Selena, Selena's base character Chaka Khan, and they're all connected to each other because this means that Nicki Minaj and Cardi B are the same, which they are and I have exposed in the past. In this side-by-side comparison, we see their head is tilted the same way. They have a very similar nose. One thing about these two characters that is very similar is that they're both Latin descent, and we see that they have the same smile. Despite Cardi B's teeth being fake, she still smiles the exact same way of her other characters, Nicki Minaj, Chaka Khan, and Selena. Okay, and one thing that you guys have to understand, the hairstyles, the makeup, all that stuff that they do is not random. It is literally a format of mocking who their other character is. So as we see right here, Cardi B is often seen in the 2020s doing updo styles, and these updo styles are usually referenced as 90s updos because no one typically does this hairstyle in real life anymore. It's a bit outdated in a sense. Her character is used to normalize it or bring it to the modern era, right? It's not just done for style or trend purposes. It is done because it is in reference to her base character, which is Selena, who has a plethora of photos with her hair in updo styles because her character was prominent in the 90s. See, again, another side-by-side comparison, updo style again. And this one looks very identical. The only difference is Cardi B has bangs. Now, they look so much alike. Honestly, it's just astonishing that most people can't notice the similarities between them. Beyond the connections that I'm going to mention to you guys and all of the gematria, how alike they look from their laugh, their smile, it's really identical. When I see this photo of Selena, it just reminds me completely of Cardi B. They have the same nose and the same eyes. Here's another side-by-side comparison that I made, updo style again. Now let's get into one of the biggest connections. I brought this up before. So Cardi B, one of her biggest moments was performed at the Houston, Texas Rodeo. Well, that's ironic because one of the biggest moments for Selena was performing at the Houston, Texas Rodeo. Now, not only did Cardi B perform, but she just so happened to wear an outfit that was very similar and inspired based off Selena's outfit that she wore when she performed at the Houston, Texas Rodeo. And a lot of people think this is just random and just a coincidence, and it's actually not. It is a format of admitting the truth in plain sight. They have to admit the truth to you. She's dressed almost identical to her base character. The outfit was inspired based off of Selena's outfit at the rodeo. Cardi B did this in 2019, and look at this. It said that over 75,000 people paid to go and see this. Understand that you're paying and consenting to being mocked, and they admitted it all in your face. And then right here, this is from a video where she's talking about Selena, and she even points at Selena's photo, and she's saying she loves her, all this other stuff. Of course she loves her. That's her base character. She's based upon her. When they made Cardi B's character, it was to make her literally the trap Selena. That's why she says she's the trap Selena. Now let's get into dates and gematria between these two characters and the Houston Rodeo, okay? So Cardi B performed at the Houston Rodeo March 1st, 2019. Selena died March 31st. So you're telling me that Cardi B performed at the Houston Rodeo, which is a reenactment of something that her bass character did that was pretty prominent in her career, and she does it in the same month in which her bass character died, which is March. And look, this goes even further. March 1st, the date that Cardi B performed at the Houston Rodeo, and March 31st, the date that Selena dies, matches to 16 in gematria. Now, before I continue with the connections, all the gematria that you see is from my calculator, which is on my website, gematriaworld.com. It costs $1.99 to access. You get 18 ciphers, a match feature, and unlimited save. Okay, again, let me reiterate. March 1st is when Cardi B performed at the Houston Rodeo, reenacting a certain moment in her bass character's career. Her bass character, Selena, died March 31st. March 1st and March 31st just so happened to connect with 16 in gematria. And look at this. Selena was born April 16th, okay? And what is the chances of this? April 16th, 1971, which is Selena's birthday, matches to the date that Cardi B performed, which is March 1st, and matches to the date that she died, March 31st, with 16. She's born on the 16th. Her birthday matches to her death date and what her other character is going to do in advance. April, which is the month that Selena is born, matches to April 16th, 1971, which is her entire birthday, and it matches to Rodeo. It matches to Shot with 25 in a keypad cipher. So her birthday matching to Shot with 25 means that it was scripted for her character to die by being shot. Cardi B is also very connected to performing at the rodeo, and this is because they planned it all in advance. You have to understand this stuff. Cardi matches to Rodeo with 18. Cardi B is from New York. She performed in Houston. Houston and New York match with 45 in a keypad cipher. And then look at this. Texas matches to New York with 22. So it's scripted for her character to be from New York and to perform at the rodeos. Basically, it was all pre-planned, and you have to understand that. So this connection could basically end off this entire video because this connection is just so direct. Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, and the Migos have a song together called Motorsport. And in verse 3 of that song, Cardi B openly admits that she's the trap Selena, okay? So she has admitted that she is Selena. She's the, what people like to say, evil twin. She's the evil variant of her, the more tainted version of her, I guess you could say. That's what is being admitted here. And as we see right here from this side-by-side comparison I made, they look identical to each other. Even these two photos look like a recreation, which most likely is, from the earrings, something being around the neck. She's wearing silver, she's wearing gold. You see the yin and the yang going on here? These characters are the exact same, just in different fonts. They're just doing two different antics, okay? One decides to be a huge energy harvesting death faker. One decides to fake relatability and be basically stereotypical. She's admitted that she is Selena. So anybody that wants to argue this, you're basically committing to your own demise. They've admitted it to you. Not only did they admit it with this song, they admitted it with the rodeo. So every single time that you decide to worship these characters, defend them, you're only contributing to your own demise because they've admitted it. And for people to get mad at me or Conscious X for pointing this out, you just hate the truth. You hate that we are just revealing what they already said to you in your face. She said directly that she is Selena, and the trap version at that. They always make a character that's polar opposite from them. And here's where things get even more disgusting, and this is when you have to understand that nothing's ever random. Selena was buried in a purple jumpsuit and jacket. This jumpsuit and jacket was designed by someone named Martin Gomez, and ironically later they put out Selena Gomez. See, Selena Gomez is really connected to all of this because they often do damage control with Selena Gomez because the name is the same, not because she is Selena, no, because the name is the same. So you see that Cardi B is often with Selena Gomez, or Nicki Minaj often reference Selena Gomez, and it's all basically encoded messaging towards Selena. All right, she was wearing a sparkling purple jumpsuit and a jacket. That's what she's buried in, right? That jacket is not just a regular jacket. As you see what's underlined, it's a motorcycle jacket. Okay, what is a song that Cardi B and Nicki Minaj, who are Selena's other characters, have together? What's the song they have together, guys? Tell me. It's Motorsport. Their base character, Selena, was buried in a motorcycle jacket, and people think this stuff is just a coincidence? Come on. Come on, they're mocking you in your face. So Selena was buried in purple. I think she was even shot wearing purple or something like that too. Purple is often a color used to represent death. It's connected to the number 9. Cardi B has a plethora of photos wearing purple. If you type in Cardi B purple or wearing purple, it's nearly endless. Purple hair, full purple outfits. You know, it's not random. This signifies that her character is also going to be a death faker, just like her base character. And here's where we top everything. Cardi B has mentioned on social media that her favorite 2 colors are black and purple. Let's talk about how the location where Selena was shot is connected to the color that Selena was buried in, the color that Cardi B likes, and the color that even Selena likes. So before I get into that, I just want to mention she was shot with a .38 caliber, of course. 38, murder equals 38. So the location was at a Days Inn motel. Days Inn. Do you guys understand that? Come on, these are riddles. You have to learn how to decode it. Days Inn. Your days end. Come on. Purple matches to Days Inn with 37 in a keypad cipher. She was buried in a purple jumpsuit and jacket. Selena Q being the initial for her last name, matches to purple with 24. Selena died at 23. The irony is Selena Q equals 24. She did not turn 24. She died before her 24th birthday, weeks before. We've been telling you guys for years now, they always die around their birthday. So Selena died at 23. Death equals 23. Selena's date of death is March 31st, 1995. That's the year, okay? Let's focus in on the year, 1995. People do not call it 1995, they call it 95. Cardi B, her full name, think about that. Her full name equals 95 in a reduction cipher. What would be the chances of that? Base character is going to die in 95, and that Selena's new character, her full name would equal 95 in a reduction cipher. Death Faker matches to Selena with 56. Again, they plan this stuff in advance. This is why it's important you know that they're characters so that you don't get your energy siphoned by believing that they're real, okay? They're not real. Stop sympathizing them. Stop victimizing them. Their deaths are fake because they're planned beforehand, and they do so much mockery before their deaths. They'll get in a car accident before they actually have a car accident that actually kill them. They'll have a fear of planes like Richie Valens, but then actually die in a plane crash. They are revealing the energy harvest to you before it happens, because then it's all up to consent. You consented to be sad and be siphoned. Nothing is organic with them. We see that Cardi B's middle name matches to Death Faker with 40. I told you guys before, she will be a Death Faker. She looks like a Death Faker, and they would harvest a lot of energy. Do not be shocked. After all, they're all Death Fakers, and in the worst sense, because they mock you many years in advance, to the old ones and to the young ones. And since we're on the topic of death, I have an entire series on Patreon called Who Will Die Next, where I show you that they are mocking their deaths in your face right now. Every single character is. Understand that. It's never random when it happens. I was not shocked when I discovered that Selena's last name matches to Energy Harvest with 1002 in the Sumerian and reverse Sumerian cipher. Death Faker characters are the biggest energy harvesters, especially the young ones, and especially the ones who get big in death, bigger than what they were when they were alive. It's an energy harvest because guess what? When people discover them after their death, they'll have this profound sense of sympathy and empathy towards them, and just victimization towards them, and their worship and idolization for them is simply built off of those emotions, and that's why it's an energy harvest. Selena was born in 1971. Ironically, 1971, which is the year that Selena was born, matches to Bodak, as in Bodak Yellow, which is a song that popularized the Cardi B character, and it matches to Cardi, as in Cardi B, with 18 in a keypad cipher. Nearly every milestone in these characters' artificial life is always going to be connected to their other characters. So Selena got married when she was 20 years old. What is the chances that Cardi B equals 20 in the keypad cipher, and Cardi B matches to Death with 20 in a keypad cipher? So again, let's reiterate all of this. Selena got married at 20. What is the chances that her new character Cardi B is going to equal 20 in a keypad cipher, and that Death will also equal 20 in a keypad cipher? Selena later dies 3 years after being married. Death equals 20. She got married at 20, and then she got married to Chris Perez, and Chris was 22 at the time. Dead equals 22 in Gematria. Come on, they were admitting her death in advance to everybody. Selena even equals 20. Think about that, guys. She got married at 20. Selena equals 20. She died at the day's end. Day's end equals 20. And look at this. Cardi B equals 20. Selena was married April 2nd, 1992. Cardi B was born October 11th, 1992. Now, if you guys know numerology, that 11 breaks down to a 2. So that's October 2nd. April 2nd, 1992. October 11th, 11 is 2. October 2nd, 1992. They are mocking everyone, okay? Why would Cardi B be connected to Selena's marriage date so much? And if I'm not mistaken, Cardi B even has a music video with a wedding or something like that, which is mocking how she's so interconnected to the date that Selena got married. And since we're on the topic of Cardi B's birthday, I want to show you guys how scripted they are to their own self. So Cardi B's birthday, October 11th, 1992, matches to her first name and her middle name with 26. Cardi B was born October 11th. October 11th spelled out matches to her full name with 68 in the Chaldean cipher. Selena was married in 1992. Corpus equals 92 in the ordinal cipher. Like I said, no one says 1992, they say 92, right? Corpus equals 92. If you're following me, you'll understand this connection. Her marriage is so connected to her death. This is why weddings look like funerals. Understand that. She got married in 1992. Corpus equals 92. She died in Corpus Christi, Texas. And not just that, Corpus has the word spur in it. She has a photo with a fan who has a shirt that is repping the Spurs. And there's also this photo of her wearing a Spurs jersey, and it has the number 21 on there. And as we know, in the Motorsports song, it's verse 3 where Cardi B admits that she is Selena. She says she's a trap Selena. And Selena in this photo is wearing 21 on the jersey. 2 + 1 is 3. So yes, guys, Cardi B and Selena are the exact same. These two characters are identical to each other. It is ridiculous. And all the connections are there. The gematria is there. And they've even admitted this, okay, openly. She said she's the trap Selena. So she's saying she's a trap version of Selena. And this side-by-side comparison that I made, identical. So I recommend you guys go watch the video that I made about Nicki Minaj and Chaka, and go and watch the video that I made almost 7 months ago about all 4 of these characters and all the connections between them. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I appreciate you guys so much.